It's nice to occasionally see a drug mobster film where everyone is acting so polite and so gentlemanly. The Gentleman, released in 2019 and is directed by Guy Ritchie, who has also directed such films like Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Revolver, Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and the live-action adaptation of Aladdin. Which one of those things is not like the other one? And this film is starring Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Henry Golding, Michelle Dockery, Jeremy Strong, Eddie Marsan, Colin Farrell, and Hugh Grant, who has been a staple on this channel. Really, all the recommendations that I've gotten from fans and subscribers, it's all been, hey, check out this Hugh Grant movie. This Hugh Grant guy is pretty damn cool. And spoiler alert, in this movie, he's pretty damn cool. And the reason why we're talking about The Gentleman today is because it was a PayPal donation and recommended movie from one of my friends, Susie, who has recently contributed to this channel with her recommendation of Gods of Egypt. So I was kind of looking forward to this because that movie was such gold in the desert of Egypt, in Africa. But I had heard some surprising and really good things about this movie, so I was excited to finally check it out. So if any of you out there also want to be like Susie and help contribute to me and donate to me and help support this channel, you can make a PayPal donation by clicking on the donate button on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do, and if you have a movie that you really want me to watch and give you a shout on the channel for, you can attach your movie with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and publish my review of it as quickly as I possibly can. Mikey Pearson is one big giant pop dealer and supplier in all of the UK. But he didn't get to the top without cracking some skulls. But Mikey is looking to slow down and retire to spend some quality time with his wife, so he is putting all of his farms and his operation up for the highest bidder. Enter all of these other mobsters who are trying to one-up each other and also trying to drive down the price of all of these farms so that they can get this drug empire on the cheap. And the entire film is told between a conversation between Fletcher and Raymond Smith, played by Hugh Grant and Charlie Hunnam, referring to all the actions that happen in this story as a movie. I think that was the best plot summary I could give without, one, spoiling anything, and two, kind of making it make sense on paper. Because this movie does make sense when you get the whole arc and everything and you see it on screen, but me talking about it, I couldn't imagine how the pitch went for this film. Other than, hey, I'm Guy Ritchie and I do this type of thing, let me keep doing this type of thing. Because that's what Guy Ritchie does, right? He has these big ensemble casts and he has these films where things are told out of sequence and going back and forth, flashbacks and then current day. It's a very non-linear structure, and the dialogue just makes all of the characters seem really badass and cool. But it's effortless. It's not like, hey, I'm trying to be cool. It's like they're talking and they're on screen and they're sitting down and they're drinking a pint. Yeah, they're just cool. I don't know why I said point like that. It's probably because this is a British film. Point. The first thing I have to say is I am extremely happy that I watched this movie. I had heard good things about the movie and I had seen trailers for it and I was like, yeah, it's a bunch of guys with, nice suits and they have guns and they're probably in the mob and, we've kind of seen that before. Which the essence of the story, yes, we have seen this before. Hey, it's a kingpin of this entire drug empire and people are trying to take it down or take it from him. That's every mobster movie ever. But the movie is called The Gentleman, and what makes this thing so different than all other films that deal with this subject matter is that all of them behave very gentlemanlike. They are all so polite in their insults to each other and the way they conduct themselves in conversation. And if someone is threatening someone's life, they do it speaking very calmly and they're looking very dapper. Basically, I just want to steal all of these wardrobes, especially Charlie Hunnam's wardrobe in this movie. I wish I could pull that off. You know what? I can pull that off. My problem is, though, I have 4 cats, and to have sweater jackets and sweater vests like he does, it just wouldn't last. They wouldn't survive. The sweaters, I mean. My cats would definitely survive because I love them. Colin Farrell's whole getup is awesome. Matthew McConaughey looks freaking dope as shit. And Hugh Grant Grant even looks like an eccentric gentleman. I love all of these wardrobes and I want them all. Speaking of Hugh Grant, he was probably the biggest surprise for me because this is unlike anything that I have seen Hugh Grant do. He's always that guy from the 90s who is the romantic love interest, and he's so quirky and so handsome and so charming that you're like, oh, you're just going after someone's heart, and it's gonna be awkward and it's gonna be cute, and they'll end up together in the end. That's what always happens. Here, though, it begins with Hugh Grant sitting in the dark, and you just hear him saying, hello, I have a drink in my hand. And I thought for sure it was Jason Statham. And then the lights come on, and Hugh Grant walks out. I don't know if he had something happen to his voice, or if this is just really great acting from him. He doesn't sound like Hugh Grant. I'm gonna go with the latter on that because he is, you know, a professional actor, and I'm sure he would do something like that. But it's so low, and it's so gravelly. I'm shocked that this is Hugh Grant. And I like that he's this eccentric, flamboyant film director, or at least film producer, who's always pitching the next big thing. And he's scoping out this entire goings-on of this drug empire, and he's just putting it down on paper like, this is a great script. Let's use this, and let's just see what happens. And if I can extort someone for, you know, a couple of 20 million pounds, you know, let's see what happens. Really, everyone is great in this movie. Colin Farrell, who I think is just great in almost everything that he does. He's become that actor who does a bunch of caricature-y stuff where he's kind of quirky and kind of goofy, and he's kind of that in this movie, but again, he's also very gentleman-like and very charming, and you can't help but love him. And I even enjoy Charlie Hunnam in this movie, and that's saying a lot because I really don't like him as an actor. I don't buy anything that he does. I guess he was okay in Mean Street Hooligans, but really that's the only thing up until this movie. And it took a little bit getting into him. It seemed like he was trying really hard to keep up with all the other actors. But then by the end, where his character goes and what happens to his character, you go, okay, yeah, I like what you're doing. You're kind of cool. There is not much that I did not like about this movie. This was great. I would say that, like, the smallest nitpick that I have of this movie is that there's a lot being thrown at you, and that's the Guy Ritchie style. It just throws a lot, and all of a sudden, hey, here's this brand new character that's really important to the plot, and we're going to introduce them like an hour and a half in. You're like, what? Whoa! Okay. Yeah, sure. What's their backstory? Oh, okay, fine. And then they throw out a lot of names of people that you never meet but are important to the whole thing, and you're like, okay, sure, cool. But keep going. But like I said, that's a small nitpick. Everything else here is so entertaining. The performances are great, the costuming here is awesome. Again, I want it for my own wardrobe, and the story keeps you guessing. You think it's gonna go one way, and then it turns the corner into another direction, and then you round that corner and you go, oh hey, I am on a totally different road that I thought we were on. It kept me guessing. I thought we were gonna end up in one place, and we ended up somewhere totally different. And for a movie to do that for me, that is very impressive, and I give this movie props. I'm gonna give The Gentleman 4.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part of my videos where I pick which movie I'm gonna be watching next, and the next one comes as a PayPal recommendation and donation from BDK247 here on YouTube. It's a great handle, by the way. He recommended the film Free Indeed. And I checked out the poster, and it's this guy with his hand up in the air looking like he's praying to the Lord. Oh boy. Religion is a hard thing for me now. It didn't used to be, but it is now. So, you know, let's watch this movie. I believe the description that he sent in is that it's heartbreaking. So, great. It's a great way to start November. Let's do it. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do. Just attach your movie recommendation with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, give you a shout out on the channel, and get my review of it published as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, have you seen The Gentleman? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before, and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of Free Indeed. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.